There isn't one single key to a happy life. Our happiness comes from many things, like connecting with others, how we treat ourselves, and how we relate to the natural world around us. And there are practices that have been shown in the lab to help us get better at these things. I'm Dacher Keltner, psychologist at UC Berkeley. Join me on the Science of Happiness podcast as we explore these practices. In each episode, guests from all walks of life give a practice a try. And then we hear from experts about why they work. Find the Science of Happiness wherever you get your podcasts.
Friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's time for the podcaster. I was thinking about PJs. Then I realized I was wearing flip-flops. And I said, yeah, I think I talked about flip-flops on the podcast before. Like, I guess they're one of the, like, are they like an onomatopoeia shoe? Because they're named like what they kind of sound like. And then I thought about clip-clomp. What does that sound? Clip-clop, the horse sound. And this episode we did about clomping. But then I said, has a flip-flop ever met a clip-clop? But is it a clip-clop? Why do I have trouble saying that? Like, it could be a joke, I guess. What happens when a flip-flop goes for a long walk on the beach with a clip-clop? I don't know, because I don't know much about anything. But it's time for Sleep With Me, the podcast where I go off topic, I get mixed up. I'm here to keep you company so that you could get the sleep you need and you deserve. But I'm here more as a distraction and a friend in the deep, dark night, which you'll kind of see more if you're new. I'm glad you're here. Regular listeners, what up? It's time for Sleep With Me, the podcast that puts you to sleep. And we're going to have some sport around the show here. Then we'll have an intro to help you wind down or put you at ease or just be distracting and lulling. And then a bedtime story. So it's time for Sleep With Me. Once again, the third time's a charm, the podcast that puts you to sleep. And these sponsors are what enable us to do this for free twice a week. Hey, everybody, I want to let you know about a podcast I love and a podcaster I love. If you want to learn about fascinating moments in history in the most relaxing way possible, then you got to check out Calm History. Each episode is narrated in a calm voice to help you relax or fall asleep. You'll learn about famous explorers, leaders, inventions, civilizations, and ancient wonders. And there's even a 6-part series about the Titanic. So just check your podcast player for Calm History, CALM History. Or use the link in our show notes and check it out. Thanks, everybody. All right, everybody, it's time for another episode of Ted Lasso, Learning and Lulling with Lasso. And we'll start off with my notes. This episode is called Tan Lines, Season 1, Episode 5. And the title is tucked right in there. It starts with music, parking, Higgins, wife, mustard, puffy coat, don't apologize, thank, let him, boys, love you, Bucks burn? What does that say? So Higgins gets dropped off by his wife, who he apologizes to because one of the cars is in the shop. She says, don't apologize, your job is letting us have 2 cars. And it just kind of sets up their relationship. Oh, boss burn. That's what it was. Or Beck's burn. So then she says, and the boys, thank your father for going to work every day. And then they say, love you, love you. And then she says, by the way, I loathe your boss. Give her my best. And Ted bumps his head while the family's watching. And a little physical comedy, relatable. Someone that bumps their head a lot. Then Rebecca's in her office with T and Ted. Biscuits with the boss. Ted's got his ice on his blue gel ice on his head. He starts oversharing. We'll cover that when we watch the episode. Oklahoma, King and I, Instant Ice. Pacle, P-A-C-L-E, is that a word? Ted, Hand, or Cabaret. Z. Let's see if we can figure this out. Oh, ice pack, instant ice pack. It was packs on the second line, P-A-C-K. It looks like P-A-C-L-E. Ted's hand over label, question mark. Not Ted's, it could be Gobert. Ted's hand over Gobert? Is it question mark? No, Ted's hand is over the label. Jamie's apartment. Art in the foyer. I said, "What is that? A foyer? What's a foyer?" Well, maybe we'll look that up. Keely meets her biggest fan. Also a fan of Jamie in his briefs. Thank you, Jamie. He also had a picture of himself in his kitchen that's subtly placed. Wrote promo shoot. Pilsner, some sort of, or something. Keely. Oh, no, they're still talking about it. Keely leaves her keys. Jamie won't pass during, what do they call it? Practice. Ted talks about peanut butter on the kitchen counter without a lid. Roy likes it. Sam, I heard my name. Then we hear Dad. I said a cab dropped him off. You'd think he would have his friend, was it Ollie, do it? And then Nate says I think that run is longer than he knows. And Beard says as a metaphor. He gives a helicopter to his son and to his wife. Ted kids his kid. Really funny stuff. Very natural too. Higgins, Rebecca, all going smashing. Like, taking, ruining the club and stuff. And Higgins goes, Jamie, he's doing some promotion for a beer, a Pilsner. Keely and Rebecca, joke, Jamie's trying to joke with the beer. Beer in the corn or something. Unibeer. Rebecca and Keely talk about jobs and offering jobs in the loo. A lot of truth and humor in that. What do you do anyway? I'm almost famous for being almost famous. Plan B. Plan B year. Plan B, yeah. Plan B, yes. Ted and fam go to the pub. Hey, Baz is the name of one of the fellas that's always on Ted's case. He says some bad words, and Ted says, I'd like you to meet my family. And she says, coach's wife, she's heard it all. Table, the woman that runs the pub gives darts to Ted's son so he can play darts. And then she brings him and his wife to the table. And Ted must have let her know he was coming, which sounds very Ted-like. Fish and chips, it's a little bit awkward. Even Ted can't even speak. He says something like, heba, yeah. And then she tries to carry the conversation. Do you think that they're going to serve the fish and chip in newsprint? His son plays darts. Jamie Gum, confidence. Roy and Keely, who asked you, apologizes, feel the energy, go pee, Lego moments, idealized, they have, so let's see what happens. Jamie is chewing gum, and he's very confident he has an interaction with Keely, but she turns him down, and Roy sees that and says, you're smart. She goes, who asked you? He apologizes. I don't know what feel the energy means, but basically she says, should I ask you for permission for everything from now on? I think I will. And then she walks away. She texts him, is it okay if I go pee? Then we go to Ted and his wife and his son. They're having this perfect Lego moment where they're putting Legos together, drinking juice and water as a family. There's music, romantic music playing. Field of Dreams, paradigm and music. If you build it, they will come. because his wife's like, why are you making a double-decker bus, a Lego double-decker bus, when we could be riding one? And Ted says, Field of Dreams paradigm, family, back, happy Ted. Oh, family bed. So they're all in bed together. Rebecca, is it? No, his wife's not Rebecca. His wife and his son are asleep, but Ted's lying on his back, happy. Keely, Posh. Is that what that says? Keely poster. No, we see Keely's poster on the wall on Ted's street. Ted's picked up breakfast. He's very chipper. It's a scone. He has a scoop of peanut butter. Oh, Michelle. We see Michelle, her back. Then we see her, she turns around. She's in tears. And Ted, very similar. I can relate. It's like, I want to resolve this immediately. And so Ted says, we got to resolve this immediately. Oklahoma. And this is really powerful stuff. She says, okay, well, I'll just keep trying. I'll keep trying, Ted, to love you, basically. She doesn't say it like that. She says it in a way, like, truthfully, I'm going to keep trying. And I don't know, great writing, because it's like on paper, even in person, Ted's amazing, handsome, I'd say. Charming, outgoing, and I have a sibling like that is very optimistic like this, like Lasso-esque. So, but you'd say, hey, man, like Ted's like, so like I can see from her perspective why she'd say, it must be me and not you. And I just got to figure out a way, like I'm married to Ted Lasso. How could I, how can I not be into it? And say, well, it's a fictional character on a fictional TV. Oh, okay. Let's see. Michelle, Ted, Oklahoma. That's their word to tell the truth. I'll keep trying. Son comes out in a jersey with no pants, but Ted is stunned after their talk. He goes into the office. Nate and Beard are there. Beard laughs at something Nate says, which will cover 5 minutes for steak and relationships. Nate knows that's 4,438 miles that Ted has traveled to London. Beard smiles at that fact. He says, well, my dad's a cartographer. He used to tell me I was 0.001 miles tall. Ted talks about doing too much, space, she needs space, 4,438 miles of space, maybe. Then Higgins comes in. His phone was lost, which I guess is an ongoing thing I never noticed. He almost dropped his phone last episode. And it's just a funny thing with Beard. He says, oh, no, Beard says, I found it. Don't worry, I optimized it, deleted some apps. Not Battleship, I hope. I was playing it too much. Hold your horses, Higgins. Oh, can I be in the inner sanctum of Team Lasso? Well, how did you, what's your life like? Well, I got a 20-year-old cat, 5 boys, 3 dogs, a lot more details. Beard likes his cat sad too. Oh, he makes this cat sound. Because Ted says, so is your life easy? He goes, did I tell you about the 5 boys and 3 dogs and the cat I love that's very old? And then Ted says 911 truth, and then they go 999 truth here. And then Ted says, they go, wait, why did we never think of that? 999 versus 911. You're right, Ted. One key issue, that explains it. Errol, wow. Oh, Arlo White, Errol, wow. Arlo White's game starts. Jamie, no part of, this is before the game. He doesn't take part in the team building. Ted's not happy. Deal. Let's make a deal. Yeehaw with your yeehaw BS. This is Team Tragic. Jamie Tart. Do. Little lad. Then his son comes in. So Jamie's very rude to Ted, but as soon as Ted's son comes in, Jamie's nice. Sign your shirt. Next time I score a goal, it'll be for you and for me, but not anybody else. Just you and me, just for us. Good lad. Then he says the same thing to Beard, kind of. Sound, song, June, tart, say, pub. I don't know what that says. Sun, June, tart, say, pub, 2-0 down. But we'll find out in a minute. Crowds yelling at Ted. June, solo goal. Jamie has a solo goal. So I'm upset it might have been Jamie. Oh, something Jamie Tart. Sang songs. Jamie Tart. Budding star, Jamie Tart. That's said at some point, but it doesn't start with two S's or S and an E. Oh, singing the Jamie Tart song? No. Jamie Tart's singing it, though. Crowd yelling at Ted. Jamie solo goal, budding superstar. That's when they say it. Jamie's pointing at his number saying, me, me, me. Ted says, what is he saying? And that's, Nate says, me, not meat. Sam goes down. Jamie does not care. We have a little Roy v. Jamie action. Wishing Sam more. Jamie gets yad. Sam's okay. Roy gives him great advice for the crowd. Go something rhetorical. Goal? I don't know. Goal? Go. I don't know. Go fringly rhetorical. But so let's see. Well, I'll tell you what happens. So Jamie scores a goal. He's happy. Then Sam, there's a yellow card on Sam. Then Jamie gets a yellow card for ignoring Sam. Then going back and forth with Roy. Jamie still scores again. And goal. Oh, so that's what that says. Ted runs to Rebecca. Is it okay if I bench Jamie? Up to the stands. You have my full support. His wife and his son are there, and Keeley. And then he calls to the side judge or whatever. He says, hey, highlighter, we're taking Jamie Tart out. I mean, he says the numbers. Beard is stunned. Robert's on, Tart off. Crowd's not happy. Jamie has a stink face. Roy's confused. Jamie's mad. That's halftime. Jamie's jersey's on the floor. It's the locker room smoky. Ted makes a big speech. First time seeing tan lines. The speech is really for himself. Beard makes eyes that you know that, but he manages to make it not about himself. Lady football, eyes on me. And then he touches the believe. Then new healed Tart, Kent to Obasanya. So Roy gets a breakaway, gets past the last person, passes to Sam. Goal, cheers, hugs, claps. Nate jumps on Ted. So sorry, I'm just so happy. Roy shakes Ted's hand. Same word but different board. Dobrum. So Roy shakes Ted's hand. Same world but different body. Doc Brown. Oh yeah, so something he says same word, but he goes, then Beard does, you mean the actor? Ronald Reagan? He does Doc Brown saying that. Daddy wants a work week. Daddy wants what's a wanker? And he says, Daddy, what's a wanker? It's a person who wants to be alone with their thoughts. Rebecca, sheet of rain. Rebecca, Rain, Ted and Rebecca, how they met, Keeley and Roy, start of something. Roy there for apologize. Good night, Keely. Would not change a single thing. I got no control over it. I'm going to be okay. Not quitting, just letting me go. Ted says goodbyes. Beard's there to help pick up the pieces with an umbrella and pints. He nods. They have two different Beard umbrellas are different shapes slightly. Beard spins his umbrella for a bit. Okay, so that's my notes on the episode. Let's hit play on it. This one is 33 minutes, believe it or not. And let's see, we got the Apple TV, Apple Original, and Warner Brothers Television. This is all the lead up. Then we see light stand, the stands, the pitch, the parking lot. Nate's car's there. Rebecca's car's there. Higgins says goodbye to his wife. Someone actually is walking by in the background. Tell them, boys. Love you, darling. Kiss goodbye. Good luck to your boss. Best. Higgins laughs. Ted's walking in, not paying attention. Then he's in Rebecca's office. For Ted, pretty casual. He only has 2 layers on, like a sweater and a T-shirt. Maybe even just a sweater. And you don't have to talk about your personal problems with me, Ted. You know, we tried a lot of stuff. Are you telling me this because I shared with you? Ted goes, oh, well, we have this code word from therapy, Oklahoma. And we got to tell the truth as someone says it. Pretty helpful, but ruined the musical. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Surrey with French on top. Or Shall We Dance? He says, no, that's from The King and I, Rebecca. Anyway, if I hear any tunes from that, I think, my optimism, she says my optimism is too much. I like how Rebecca sits back in her chair and leans her head back to talk about this lesson learned. Now she leans forward, getting close to each other. Great. And she says, I do. And Ted says, really, Oklahoma? And she goes, no. And we see Jamie's apartment, very traditional other than the art, the foyer part, compared to the background is ultra modern. And we see Jamie's latest date. Who's a big fan of Keely. She's got milk. There's French press coffee. Jamie with no pants on. Oh, also Jamie had robots. That must have been one of the things I was trying to recognize. Kind of like Rock'em Sock'em robots. And Jamie's just kicking it. She says, geez, sometimes when I break up with somebody, I wonder if I made a mistake, but you're making it easy. That my decision was correct. Not only is Jamie's picture, it's like a side profile picture shot. And Jamie's like, you're welcome. It's so, he's so Jamie that Keely's like, holy cow. And he goes, you're going to be at my promo shoot later? She goes, yeah, the one I set up. Yeah. And she says, nice to meet you. Was that keys? It was something else. It looks like a fringe or something. No, it's a key. It's just one key though, which makes sense. The key to his front door. And she leaves her key, go to training. Jamie does not pass the ball to Sam, who's wide open. And he kicks it out near the goal, but the coach catches it, make the extra pass. Sam was more open than the jar of peanut butter on my counter, which is the idea that Roy likes. Just stick my finger in when I walk by. Now, Sam was open, pass to him. Sam's not going to score, Jamie says. Yep, I heard my name. And he says, tomorrow we got to play like a team. That's why we keep losing. Let's keep going until we get this right. And then you hear Dad. Ted also has amber sunglasses on her, sepia ones. He starts running. He's running Lasso style, longer run than he thinks, metaphor. Keeps running, sees his It gives some helicopters, 2 spin helicopters for both. It's windy, and they do have proper jackets on, overcast, group hug. And look at how tall you got. You could talk now. He's joking. You got teeth. This kind of comedy I love. And then Higgins is like, sorry, this match is not sold out. We've lost 4 in a row, facing relegation. Rebecca says, why be sorry? It's going great. Then we have Jamie doing the Pilsner. Darsteiner is the beer. Favorite beer, Jamie Tart. Shows off his tattoos. One is Chinese for arm. I couldn't get that one in the thing. Drink the beer, Jamie. Rebecca says, are you going out with Jamie? No, I get 10%. I'm managing this. And she goes, oh, you really care? I could kiss you if I was as tall as you. I'd kiss you on the lips, Rebecca. Brunicorn, that's what his joke is, which is better than mine, Beernicorn. And Beerby. And he goes, look at all Jamie's hamming it up. That's when Rebecca offers Keely a job, finding some more branding opportunities for other players. And a bunch of layers of jokes there. And employment, and come on, we can do it. We can give each other, offer each other employment, too. I mean, what is it you do again? I'm sort of famous for being almost famous. Well, what's your plan? Whatever your plan B is. Then we have the family walking together. This is when they're going into the pub. Ted's, yeah, it's what they say. Come on, win a game, man. Hey, Baz, fellas, this is my wife, Michelle. She's a coach's wife, so she's heard people with bad attitudes before. And go play some darts, kid. I'll take your mom and dad to the table. 3 fish and chips, 2 pints. And that's when Ted says, do they wrap the fish and chips in newspaper? I'd love it. Have my food teach me stuff. And she says, of course, that'd be your dream scenario, like a donut that knows the history of Rosa Parks. And he goes, yeah, okay. Then he comes back, the son, he said he's not very good at darts. No surprise. And then Jamie and Keely are talking. Goes, hey, would you want to hang later at my place? Look at this face. Goes, we look at the pictures together, He's chewing gum, which does add to it. She goes, no thanks, Jamie. That's when Roy comments on it, and she's like, what is it of your business, dude? He's got his wrinkle in time, which we begin to see again and again and again. She goes, I'm not with Jamie. We broke up. Okay. Sorry about that. I apologize. She goes, oh, no, I want you to weigh in on everything now. Everything. I'll text you. You think she's joking, but she's not. She goes, then Roy says, Jamie's really a jerk. He doesn't even pass the ball. That's what I'm dealing with. And she goes, oh, is it okay to go to the bathroom if my bladder's full? Roy goes, yeah. In his head. Then we get to the Legos. We see the Lego instructions. We don't see the Lego brand, but even if they're hinting. And Ted's wife also is good with layering clothes, which is very important. Son is not, but, he doesn't need, he's a kid. He probably doesn't notice the temperature changes. And we got slow-mo Lego. Okay, we do see that Ted does have a T-shirt on under his sweater. Just in case you were wondering, it looks like a gray T-shirt. And the camera's like going in 360-degree circle around them as they're laughing. Then we pan across the family bed. They all sleep on their backs. And Ted wears a shirt to bed. It's Kansas City something shirt. We see Keely's posters. House of Fraser. That's one of the stores by Ted's. And someone said Rosie and Java. That's not where Ted had the coffee from. And he says, check out the scone. Looks like a muffin. It tastes like a muffin. Looks like a biscuit. Thanks, Dad. And Ted takes a little peanut butter. Sees Michelle. He smiles. And then he sees she's a little upset. And she goes, maybe I'm just jet lagged. It's fine, Ted. He goes, no, Oklahoma. His eyes are really wide. He nods. Come on, tell me. She goes, geez, every day I'm trying. I hope I'm going to change the way I feel. But I'll keep trying. You know I will, Ted. And then the sun comes. They say, okay, let's get you ready for this match today. Or whenever. Yeah, I think it's the same day. And Ted kind of paces. He's struck, man. Then he's back in the office, struck. I don't know what to do. Nate kind of makes some unsolicited comments. But he goes, yeah, I'm not married, so I don't know. Beard, have you been married? That's when he laughs. Huh. Coach is 5-minute steak cooking. And Nate says, what's the personal question? Why did you move 4,438 miles away then? Because that specific number. Oh, Dad's a cartographer. The point that Beard likes this personal stuff. So does Ted. Actually, Ted smiles. Good question. Why'd I do it? Some point I realized I was being around so much was not solving the problem. So thought maybe space would do it. Like I would do something sweet. That her and the therapist decided some space would be good. And, 4,400 and, what'd you say? 38 miles. Yeah. Worth of space. Higgins comes in. Somebody's got my phone. Beard says, yep, it's optimized. Oh, didn't delete Battleship. Well, shouldn't play it anyway. Or Battleships. Leave you lads to planning. Hold on, buddy. Wait a second. Can you give your input? Sure, maybe. What can I help you with? Team Lasso. Oh, boy. You've been married a while, right? 28 years. Have been married. 5 boys, 3 dogs, and a 20-year-old cat who I'm emotionally invested in. One small house fit us all in there. Sounds like a full life. But you've had ups and downs, huh? Yeah. Did you hear all that? That's when he makes the cat sounds. That Beard laughs. But with the right person, even the hard times are easy, Higgins says. And then they say, oh, boy. Or Ted says, I don't know. See a bunch of coffee mugs and a coffee cup in Ted's office, too. Or a coffee maker. And maybe you should change 999 to 911. Doesn't seem good for little kids and stuff. Yeah, I guess you solved it, Ted. Thanks for solving that. Arlo White, Chris Powell, Nelson Road Stadium, home game. Circle it up, Roy says. Everybody circles up but Jamie on 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Jamie's taking selfies. And sitting there, that's when Ted glares. He goes over and he goes, Jamie, what are you doing? Didn't want to join the team. Sometimes you remind me of my grandma with the channel hopper, always pressing the wrong buttons. James says, how about we make a deal? Okay. You keep preaching your yeehaw stuff. and I'll keep ignoring you because this team's tragic. I'm the only good thing you got going for you. And Ted raises his eyebrows. Jamie says, I'm the only one people want to see anyway. Sound fair? And Ted goes, I'm not having a great day. So Jamie goes, it doesn't matter. I'm already listening to people say, baby shark, but Jamie Tart. And he does a little dance. Ted says, cut the crap. And then his son comes in. He has this moment with Jamie. Hello, little lad. Now Ted's son does have layers because he has this, he probably has he has the jersey over his shirt. And, I'm going to score a goal for me and for you. But, for me also, just for us. Good lad. Then he says the same thing to Beard, who just did breathe through his nose. And Ted's son sings Jamie Tart. That's my other notes. Come on, goalie. Canadian midfielder scores against Richmond. 6 minutes down 2-0. People are making their feelings known, how much they dislike Ted. Ted can't, his son is then we see Jamie find space, could pass to Obasanya, but nope, scores, doing it himself. Solo goal, Jamie Tart, everybody's happy. Oh, the guy from the street that's made comments to Ted saying that, 29th minute 2-1. Jamie's yelling me. Pumping up his back. Okay, that makes more sense. Then we have Sam gets tripped. That's a yellow card. They get a free shot. But Sam's still resting. Somebody check on him. Jamie steps over him. Roy says, you're supposed to check on your teammate. And then Jamie says, why don't you move out of the way? Instead of checking on Sam, he's not worried about it. Roy is. So Roy and Jamie go back and forth. Kent versus Tart. This has never happened since something like Newcastle. Let's see. I don't know. 2001, yeah. Season lows for Richmond sinks even lower. Sam says he's fine. Roy says, okay, well, get up and act like it. Get up slowly, limp around, and then gesture that you can bravely go on. The crowd will love it. So Sam gets up. He's going to play through it. Such determination. Attaboy Sam. Then Tart takes a free kick. 37 minutes right now. Will he pass it or will he just shoot it on goal? And he just shoots it on goal. I don't know. In that case, he maybe shouldn't pass it, though, because, he made it. But 2 for Jamie Tart, but special player. And Jamie's mostly, he's not celebrating with his team. He's just celebrating himself. We see a team reaction, and that's actually what pushes Ted to make the move. Runs into the stands up to Rebecca. Everybody's like, what is he doing? Good cardio running those stairs. Pulls himself up to Rebecca's box. Keely's there. Higgins is there. A couple other people are there. You're the manager, Ted. You could do whatever you want. You have my full support. And Ted runs back down. And he says, Roberts, you're going in. And that's where he says, we got a sub going in. Beards can't believe it himself. Okay. Early substitution. Roberts on, Jamie Tart off. WTF, it says on the screen for the time. What on earth, they say, taking off his best player. Jamie has a white undershirt on. Roy has a blue undershirt on, just in case you were wondering. Jamie won't even shake Ted's hand or give him a 5. And that's half. What kind of reception awaits Lasso in the locker room? No, Jamie's jersey's gone. So Jamie's gone, I guess. And we see a smoky room. Ted comes out, says, sit down and listen. I'm going to make a speech like in the movies this time. And they even invite Nate to sit down. We're a tie game. And he goes, we're broken. We need to change. Change isn't easy. Sometimes once you're playing freeze tag with your friends, next thing you know, you're getting zits, your voice goes low. And that's when you see your first tan line, Miss Scanlon. And Ted smiles and everybody else smiles. Striking woman, not classically beautiful, but striking. And they laugh. Most of the time, change is a good thing. He's got him. That's what life's about. Embracing change, being brave, doing what you have to. So everybody in your life can move forward with their lives. Beard is like, oh boy. And it goes, maybe that's the only way to make her happy. And then he moves his eyes. Everybody looks at each other. What? Lady football. I mean, they say, oh, yeah. Thanks, coach. Good save, Beard says. Sam, you're going to go to midfield during the second half, and Beard's got some plans. One last thing. And pay attention to this. And he smashes believe in a positive way. Beard says, eyes on me. Everyone gathered around. And then there's 2 minutes added time, level at 2 goals apiece. They played well without Jamie. Then Roy's open. Nice pass to Roy, who makes a run. Could take it himself, but he passes it. And it goes through to Sam, who scores. In the onion bag, as they say, I think. Everybody's cheering. Pub, Rebecca's box, everybody but Rebecca. But eventually she cheers politely. Because she's like, oh boy. And then it goes full time. It's when the whole team's cheering. Nate jumps on coach. Sorry, I'm just so happy. Love the energy. Take this little guy. And everybody's like, yeah, nicely done. Roy says, yeah, I'm proud of you, Roy. That's all we got, buddy. And way to play. They're singing the same cheer, but in a different way. Oh, that's what it is. Same word, different meaning. And kind of like back in the 80s when bad meant good. And then they do their inside joke. Who was president back then? Ronald Reagan? And then he does Doc Brown. And Beard goes to shake the hands of the officials. Son runs to him. He does a long run, actually. Hugs his dad. Now he has another layer on, a jacket, because it's a night game. He asks his dad, oh, yeah, it's just when you're alone with your thoughts, son. Does that make sense? Not really, but let me give it a better view of the stadium. Wave to everybody. Let them see you. Then it starts to rain. Rebecca's like, this is not working out. Then his son is playing a little bit of soccer in the rain while Ted and his wife kind of talk about stuff. First time they met in a big parking lot at the exact same time. And that's when we jump to Roy and Keely in a second. So random. Keely puts something in her boot. Roy's standing there. She goes, what the heck? He goes, sorry about that. He goes, I just want to apologize for yesterday. It's none of my business. She goes, it's okay. It's very cold out. They share a moment, and then Roy just says, "Good night, Kaylee," and walks off. Kaylee smiles and watches him. "Good night, Roy." Everything we've been through, we go back to Ted and his wife. Wouldn't change a single thing. Red eyes, even now. And he goes, "I know, Michelle, there's nothing, it's out of my control, I guess." And she goes, "Yeah, you're not giving up, though. You're just letting me go." But this is a good life lesson. This is so many things out of our control that we try to control. It's not just about this relationship. It's going to be okay, though, right? Yeah. And then we see they both look at their son, and they take another moment. Oh, this is when he says, "Yeah, I can't quit, though." And she goes, "You're not quitting." And Ted's like, "Holy cow, it's even harder." He does some sniffling and lip licking, really good performance, wipes his eyes. They go, "You ready?" "Okay, yeah, thanks. Thanks, Shannon, for playing soccer with my son. I'll see you the second's over, bud. This season's over, buddy. We're going to talk every day for sure. Give me a hug." He gives his son a hug, one-armed hug because he's got the umbrella. And love you. And then him and Michelle kind of stand off, and she gives him a hug. He lets his umbrella go down. She leans hers back. No, hers is over their head, I guess. Different depends on the shot. And they separate. Ted's stunned, very stunned. And then he goes to sit down alone, and his friend comes. And again, this is when I get choked up multiple times in an episode, even watching this 3 or 4 times. Like, this is just such a lovely moment. Ted's at a low point. You can see it in his eyes. And he sits down in his khakis and his sneakers and his puffy coat. And his friend's there to help him. He has a pint. And they sit side by side, and Beard's there for him. He says, "Yeah, let's have this together." And one of the fans walks by and says, "Hey, you did good tonight, Coach. We might turn this around." And that's when the two friends cheers each other, hold their umbrellas. Beard spins his, I think 1/2 rotation. Yeah, half rotation. No, 3/4 rotation, takes a sip, and the episode comes to a close. So another nice episode of Lulling with Lasso. Good night, everybody. All right, I want to thank everybody that became a patron recently. Asher, Grace, and Lauren, thanks, and good night. Beef, Jacob, and Allison, thank you, thanks, and good night. Colin, Vincent, and Alora, thank you, thanks, and good night. Susan, Donna, and Jackson, thank you, thanks, and good night. Keenan, Christy, and Robert, thank you, thanks, and good night. Charlotte, and Gail, thank you, thanks, and good night. Lindsay, Sarah, and James, thank you, thanks, and good night. Spencer, Daryl, and Ari, thank you, thanks, and good night. Jacob, Elisa, and Kim, thank you, thanks, and good night. Tessa, Giga, and Susan, thank you, thanks, and good night. Penny, Jacob, and Nikki, thank you, thanks, and good night. Brianne, Hannah, and Sarah, thank you, thanks, and good night. Bo, Natasha, and Gaijin, thanks, and good night. And Kim, DFM, and Yesenia, thank you, thanks, and good night. Thanks, everybody, for supporting the show. Whether you support it directly on Patreon, you support it by some other means, or support our sponsors, that's how we're free for everybody twice a week. Couldn't do it without all of you. And our show grows by people just spreading the word out there. I really appreciate it. What do you say we slow it down and get on with the show?